Hi everyone, I'm Presidential Diamond Lydia Diaz. Today is my 1 year anniversary with It Works. So I wanted to commemorate that by sharing 10 things I wish I knew before I joined. Number one thing that I wish I knew when I started with It Works is the auto shipment isn't that big of a deal. As a lot of you know, I was coming into this business really broke, on a tight budget, and the $99 to join I had to borrow. So I was really concerned about that auto shipment, but it didn't stop me, apparently. But at first, that first month, I was so scared of the auto shipment. I was like, oh my goodness, next month, how am I going to pay this thing? I have no idea. But here's the deal. If you wrap people, you won't have to worry about that auto shipment. I made it my goal at the beginning of the month, every single month, to sell 5 wraps. 5 wraps covered my auto shipment. If I sold anything more than that, it would cover the website and my auto shipment, and then beyond that was pure profit in my pocket. So think about it that way. If you are struggling with the fact that, oh my gosh, I have this auto ship to come up and pay, do not turn your auto ship off. Let it be the thing that drives you to sell that much more wraps, to go out of your way to have a wrap party, to get the wrap on somebody in a one-on-one appointment. Just make it your priority. So the second thing I wish I had known was corporate events are worth it. When conference came around after I joined, I just wasn't going to go. Like, I didn't see the point of flying all the way to Florida to sit in a room full of people who did what I did. I didn't understand it, and I didn't see the point of spending the money to do it. So I didn't go. But since then, in March and in May, I've been to the Dallas boot camp and the Atlanta boot camp. And each time my business was changed radically. There's just no other way to explain it. I mean, so going into Dallas boot camp, I was a double diamond, and I was a stuck double diamond. Like, I had been there for a hot minute and I wasn't moving. Like, I had hit a slump and a brick wall all at the same time. So, but coming out of boot camp in Dallas, I had this motivation, this fire that I couldn't explain that came solely from boot camp. Within a month, I was triple diamond. And the following month was Atlanta boot camp in May, and I made it a point to go to that one, and 15 days after boot camp, I was presidential. Not because I went in knowing I was going to be presidential that month. In fact, I didn't. I had no idea that I'd be able to do it, but something about boot camp just makes you push yourself to the limit, and amazing things happen. Number 3, you don't need your upline to succeed. Something I hear a lot being a leader is from sideline teams saying, I don't have a strong upline, so I'm not doing well. Here's the thing. You're the master of your own success, and you're a business owner. Your upline does not own your wrap business. You do. So you have to take ownership of it and say, okay, even if my entire upline falls off, I'm going to continue and I'm going to grow, because you can. There are so many corporate events and so much training available to you online. There's no reason why you shouldn't succeed. I have a great upline, but for a while there I was kind of just floating on my own because I didn't know to plug into it. And so I was still able to build even without plugging in. And then once I did, it became even better. No one in this company has an upline that's totally gone. Your enroller might have dropped off, the person above them might have dropped off, but your ambassador or your presidential upline is still there. I can guarantee you that. Seek them out. And even if you can't find them and connect with them, you still have all the tools to succeed. You have the internet at your fingertips. If you're watching this, you definitely do. Don't use your upline as an excuse. And I say that with just pure love in my heart towards you. I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm just saying that I've seen people who had no leadership whatsoever, and now they're ambassador. So just take the reins. It's your business. You can do it. You do not need your upline to succeed. With that last point, number 4, is you are capable. It doesn't matter what you're coming from. You are capable. When you bought that $99 kit, something within you said, do it. That's the part of yourself that you need to listen to. That's the part of you that's fearless and full of potential. Harness it. Listen to it more often. It's scary. I understand that. Trust me, I've been there. I've been right where you're at, starting out from day one, just terrified I was going to fail. But you can do it. Just listen to that tiny voice inside of you saying, do it. You can. You are infinitely capable of greatness. Number 5 is a big one for me. It's very personal. Broke doesn't mean broken. I've been there. I've been very broke. So broke that we're eating ramen noodle every night. We're struggling to pay our bills. We're struggling to put gas in the car. At one point, we were rolling coins to at least put some money in the bank. I know where you're at. If you're struggling with this financially, I get it. Coming from the exact same place. But it doesn't mean that you can't succeed. You might not have all the resources that other people have, but it doesn't mean that you don't have any resources. What it means is you have different resources. You have to understand that, and you have to accept that. Not all of us are going to come into this with extra spending money, or mad money, or whatever, and a bunch of connections, or the ability to travel to go launch a distributor on your downline or anything like that. You might not have those resources, but you do have resources, I promise you. You have to look inside yourself and say, okay, what have I done in the past that has prepared me for it works? And I don't mean have you had a sales job or have you been a manager. That's not what I'm talking about. Think of a time when you've had to overcome adversity. Think of a time when you've had to be really creative and resourceful with not very much. Think of a time when the odds have been stacked against you. There's so much that we all come from that we just throw to the wayside because we think it's not important, but it's a part of who you are, so use that. Broke does not mean broken. You can do this. Take it from me. Number 6 is a quote that I just absolutely love. It's from John Acuff, and he says, fear only gets loud when you're doing something that matters. So if you're hearing you're broke, you can't do this, you don't have the resources, you're not smart enough, you didn't graduate from college, you have no friends, all these things, that's all fear. That's all fear, and it's going to get louder and louder until you just turn around and tell it to shut up. Honestly, that's what you have to do. You either tell it to shut up or you cower and back away from this opportunity. The only way to fight fear is to stamp it out with success. And you can do that. Like I said in number 5, you're capable and you're not broken. So fear can just shut up. Every time that I was about to do something big for my business, fear just reared up and just threw something in my path. I'm a Christian. I'm a big prayer warrior, and that's how I combat fear. Other people are going to combat it in other ways. But either way, I've learned that action is the only thing that quiets fear. So if you are fearful of what you're about to do, and fear is just telling you that you're incapable, you're underqualified, you're never going to succeed, do something. Don't sit there and listen. Keep moving forward. When you are doing something and moving forward, fear gets quieter and quieter and quieter because you're moving away from it. Don't stop. Number 7, people are going to quit, and that's okay. You have to know that you're in business. Just like any company in the world, people quit. I mean, think of like some of the biggest companies that you know. I'm sure often they have people walk out or they have to fire people. That's the nature of business. You have to be prepared for that. And I wasn't. When I started, I was on this momentous ride and people were joining my team, and I just couldn't see anybody quitting because it was such a great opportunity. I saw the vision. But then at some point, 1 or 2 people quit, and then a couple more quit. And it really impacted me every single time, to the point of sometimes I'd even cry about it. But here's the thing, what I had to come to understand was it was the nature of business, and it had nothing to do with me and everything to do with them. It doesn't matter how hard you work, no matter how great of a leader you are, people are still going to leave your organization, and it's okay. Number 8, it's okay to let go. When you get to a point when you feel like, okay, I've built this person, I've placed LCs and DTs under them, I did their launch party, I flew out to wherever to launch them, I've gone with them to Blitz, I've bought them, a t-shirt to wear while they're out and about. I've invested so much in this person and they're just not doing anything. They're just sitting there. They never post on Facebook. They never talk about their wraps and they're always complaining. It's okay to let them go. They're showing you. They might not be able to say it to you because they might be nervous or scared or ashamed. They're showing you that they're just not invested in this opportunity. It's okay to let them go. Free yourself and free them of the obligation to be loyal to something that they're not really invested in. You hold that power to walk up to them and say, hey, look, I've tried, we've worked together, and tell me where you're at right now. How are you feeling? And let them be honest. It doesn't have to impact your friendship. It doesn't have to impact your family ties. Just be okay with letting people go. Because at the end of the day, you want people who are just as invested and passionate about this business as you are, or else it's likely to fall apart on you. Number 9, people are going to tell you no. Get a thick skin from now. It has nothing to do with you. Once again, it's not about you. It's about them. Either they're not ready for this product or they're not ready for this opportunity. You can't take it personally. And I know it hurts. I've been there. I've felt the sting of no. Think of it like this. Every no is chipping away a rough edge off of you. Every no makes you a better leader, and every no makes you a better business owner. It's a good thing. There's no company in the world that's been told yes 100% of the time. Before I was with It Works, years before my children came along, I was a model. And runway was my specialty, and it was awesome and it was fun. But sometimes I'd have to do promo work where a company would hire you to promote their product. Well, sometimes we would do promotions where we'd be, standing around handing out free samples or free t-shirts or what have you for an event or a new product. Without fail, every promo that I ever worked, somebody would always say no to the free item, whether it was a new candy bar or a t-shirt or a coupon. It doesn't matter. Somebody always said no. And I would look at the item sometimes and say, how could anybody say no to this thing? Like, it's a free sample of something. What does it hurt to take it? But that's the thing. If people won't even say yes 100% of the time to something that's free, they're not going to say 100% of the time yes to something that they have to pay for. So just keep that in mind. It's not about you. It's about them. And number 10, and this is the most important thing, I think. It takes time to build a legacy. It Works gives you the opportunity to go as fast as you want to any level, any pay grade, any rank that you want to, right? We've heard of people who have gone from 0 to presidential in 4 months, ambassador in 8 months. I think of Mackenzie Schultz. I think of Vanessa Brown. There are so many stories of people who skyrocket right to the top, and I love those stories. But just know that those leaders, those people who have skyrocketed to the top, are still building their business every day because their goal was not to hit presidential or ambassador. Their goal is to build a legacy, and legacies take time. So though Mackenzie and Renessa and Chris DeJesus and so many others have reached these momentous goals in such a short amount of time, they never stop working their business because they're building a legacy for their families and generations to come. And legacies are not built overnight. Legacies are not built in 6 months. Legacies are not built in 2 years. Legacies take time. So give yourself time. If you're in this to get rich quick, I guess you could do that. But if you're in this to change the future for your family, you're in it to build a legacy, and you need to be patient. Okay? You're going to face bumps in the road. You're going to face obstacles. You're going to face dry seasons. You're going to face seasons of sowing and seasons of reaping and even seasons of pruning. And all of that is to be expected. And all of it is good in its own time. So anyways, that's it. Those are my top 10 things that I wish I knew before I joined It Works. I'm going to go and continue celebrating my 1-year anniversary. Thank you for watching. Bye.